solely for fun. Todd Churchill built it as a way to raise money because he wants to help the charities that have been helping his son Carter. Carter was diagnosed with cerebral palsy about a year ago. Todd Churchill joins us now from Portugal Cove, St. Philip's. That's in Newfoundland. It's just outside of St. John's, isn't it? Todd, how are you doing there on your skates?
I'm doing really well. It's a little chilly here today.
Well, we appreciate you getting out there on the rink to speak with us. Tell us about this rink. It is magnificent.
It's been a labor of love. My big motivation has been my son Carter. I started this back in June, and I've done everything you see here by myself. And I take great pride in that. I did it for him, and I approached local companies to get some advertising, and it snowballed from there. And now I'm up to over $23,000 raised for charity.
That's great. And what charity is that money going to?
I'm supporting 3 charities: Mazel Shriners, Rainbow Riders, and Easter Seals Newfoundland and Labrador.
And what do those charities do for Carter?
Well, right now, Easter Seals has a number of programs here locally. He participates in aquatic therapy and also music therapy. And back in August, Shriners arranged to have us go to their hospital in Montreal for a visit and a consult, free of charge. Everything with Shriners is covered. So it's extraordinary what they do. So we had a consult in Montreal, which is really good. Unfortunately, he's a bit too young right now to really avail of any service they could provide. But it's nice to know that support's there.
Yeah, how old is Carter now?
He will be 2 in February.
Can you take us back to the time where you found out that he was diagnosed with cerebral palsy? What was that like for you and your family?
Well, first, I guess backing up to that, the first bad news we had was that we found out in May of 2011 he was deaf. And it was such a shock because when he was born, he was in the NIC unit for the neonatal intensive care unit for the first month of his life. He had a number of issues at birth, and slowly he fought through those issues and overcame it all. And we came back. We were living in Houston at the time on the Hebron project. We came back to the Janeway Children's Hospital here for around the follow-ups, and we got that diagnosis. And it came out of the blue. We didn't expect it. And then when we returned back to Newfoundland at the end of 2011, we had the CP diagnosis. So it's been quite a traumatic time for me and my family.
I can only imagine what it must be like to at least have some support from these charities.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been just amazing. And I want to also talk about Rainbow Riders. They're a small charity here that do therapeutic horseback riding. And they don't receive a whole lot of support. They're not one of the more glamorous charities that everyone hears about, but they do fantastic work. And right now I'm raising some money for them because their facilities are a little bit of need of repairs. And I spoke to a board member last week, and unfortunately, if they don't get some money to do their repairs, they're going to have to reduce service to physically challenged children and young adults because their facilities just in desperate need of repair right now.
So, Todd, how does this hockey rink that you made, it's a professional-sized rink too, isn't it? How does that raise money for the charities?
Well, on my boards right now, you'll see 36 ads, and each ad represents a donation of $200 from each charity. After I had all my ads sold, I still had other companies coming to me looking for ad space because it sort of gained a lot of momentum. And a local car dealership, City Honda, contacted me and said, "We really love what you're doing. We'd love an ad." And I said, "Well, unfortunately, I don't have any ads remaining." So what they asked, they said, "Well, if we give you a $1,000 donation, would you put something in your ice for us?" And of course, I said, "Absolutely." And after that, Provincial Airlines, ExxonMobil, and Randstar Consulting also came on board with in-ice logos. Just yesterday, I received a call from offshore drill rig offshore Newfoundland, the GSF Grand Banks. The social committee out there just donated $5,000 to me.
That's outstanding. Who's gonna play hockey on that rink? If you could have any hockey player play hockey on that rink.
This guy.
Just that is the best jersey I've seen. I have to tell you, Todd, it's very impressive. Almost as impressive as that hockey rink.
And hopefully the Nordiques come back to Quebec City.
Yeah, it's true. How do you even start to make a rink like that?
Well, I'm an engineer by profession, so I sort of planned it out, and I'm not much of a carpenter, which is probably the reason I'm an engineer. But my father-in-law is quite handy, and he taught me a few tricks when I built my deck a few years ago. And I sort of planned it out and thought about what I wanted to do, and slowly but surely it came together. And I think my wife was a little skeptical. She couldn't picture what I had in mind. I don't think anybody really did. But now it's amazing. Last night I had 29,000 hits on my website.
It is amazing. Todd, great engineer work, great father, big inspiration. We wish you all the best with that Rink. Hopefully Joe Sakic returns your calls.
Yes, I hope so.
That's Todd Churchill joining us from Portugal Cove, St. Philip, Newfoundland. We have your national weather forecast coming up after the break. Take a look at this, though, before we go to break. A pair of Toronto police horses will be part of a big event in Washington.